Discrete mathematics first. I'm going to discuss discrete mathematics, ma. So see the syllabus here. So this subject is very scoring. I can say that it is very easy and very scoring. It is completely problematic subject. So see the syllabus, ma. It is very easy, very short and very scoring. So don't try to practice more number of problems from the starting onwards. Then only you can score more marks in your final exam. So we'll discuss the first unit. What are there in the first unit is we'll see what is the proposition and the propositional logic, and we'll also discuss what are the how to construct the truth tables, how to get the normal forms, etc. All these things we'll discuss in the first unit. Now get into this. One second. So the first topic in your first unit is propositional logic. Before we discuss about propositional logic, first of all, we should know what is a proposition. What is a proposition? A proposition is nothing but it is a declarative statement. It is a statement. And what type of statement it is? It is a declarative statement. What do you mean by declarative statement? Declarative statement means the statement which declares the fact. Which declares the fact. For example, sun rises in the east. That is one fact, right? Sun rises in the east is a fact, universal truth, right? So that the fact can be either true or false, but the statement which declares the fact is known as a declarative statement. Now, see the definition of this proposition. A proposition means it is a declarative statement, and that statement can be either true or false, but not both. True or false, any one will be true, but both is not possible. Let us see one example. Examples for declarative statements are Hyderabad is the capital of Telangana. Hyderabad is the capital city of Telangana. Is it true? Yes, it is a declarative statement, means it is declaring some fact. What is that fact? Hyderabad is the capital city of which state? Telangana state. And that fact is true. So I can say that this is one preposition. Similarly, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 1 plus 1, 2. It is also a declarative statement and it gives you the result as true. Next, 8 fours are 12. Is it true? 8 fours are 12 is not correct. So it is declaring a fact, but the fact is not true. So the result is false. Therefore, a proposition means it is a declarative statement that can be either true. So in these examples, first two cases are the facts which are true, but the third case is it is also declaring some fact, but that is not correct. So it is giving you the false result. Next, sun rises in the west. Is it true? No. It is declaring the fact which is false. So all these are known as prepositions. Prepositions. Let us see some more statements. What is the time now? What is the time now? Is this statement declaring any fact? Is this, or it is giving you any information? No, it is not giving you information. It is asking you the question. What is the time now? So this is not giving you any information. So the result is neither true nor false. The result can be either 9:50. Now the time is 9:15. So when the result is neither true nor false, then that is not a declarative statement. That is not a preposition. Next one, sit down. It is an order. Sit down is an order. So it is also not a declarative statement. Similarly, when you see these examples, x plus 1 equal to 2, x plus y equal to z. So these are all some questions. You need to find the value of x. We need to find the values of x, y, z, so on, right? So without knowing this, we cannot say, without knowing the value of x, we cannot say whether this statement is true or false. In the same way, without knowing the value of x, y, z, you don't know whether it is true. The statement is giving you true or false result. So when you don't know anything to decide the statement, whether it is giving you the true result or false result, will not call them as prepositions or declaration statement. Now, do you understand the definition of a preposition? Preposition means it is a declarative statement which declares the fact, and that fact can be either true or false, but not both. Okay? And when you see this preposition, it is giving you either true or false. And in our complete subject, throughout this subject, the truth value will represent with the letter T and the false value will represent with the letter F. Now, prepositional logic. The area which deals all these prepositions is known as a prepositional logic. It is also called as prepositional calculus. Okay. Now see what is a negation. Negation means, in simple terms, we can say that negation is opposite. Negation is something like an opposite. Let us assume that P is a preposition. One preposition I am taking and I am equating with to a prepositional variable P. Let us assume that P is a preposition. And the negation of any preposition can be represented with the symbol negation, with this negation symbol, or else you can represent with bar, P bar, or you can write it as negation P. What does it mean? Negation means, the meaning of this negation is, P is a given preposition which will give you, if it is giving you the result true, then negation P will give you the result false. Why? Because negation P means not P, not P. If this P is giving you the false result, negation P will give you the result as true, because it is not true, not P. Not, that means not false is equal to true. Not true is equal to false. Right? That is what a negation means. Let us consider that I have a preposition where that preposition is the prepositional statement is today is Wednesday. The prepositional statement is today is Wednesday. And if you have to find, if you are asked to find the negation of that given preposition, what will be the result? Today is Wednesday. That means you need to add not before this. Not of today is Wednesday. That means today is not a Wednesday. Today is not Wednesday. So negation P is equal to today is not Wednesday. Similarly, one more example is, the given statement is something like this. At least 10 inches of rain fell today in Hyderabad. At least 10 inches of rain. At least means what? Minimum of 10 inches. Maximum can be anything. That means greater than or equal to 10 inches of rain fell in Hyderabad. Greater than or equal to. Now you need to get the negation P. Given value is greater than or equal to 10. So negation of P means what? Opposite to greater than or equal to 10. What is greater than? Opposite to greater than or equal to 10? It is less than 10. Less than 10. So negation P will be less than 10 inches of rain fell in Hyderabad. Is it clear, ma? Jahnavi, and Anil Kumar. What is this no, ma? You said no for what? I didn't get you. Okay. So now see how to design truth tables. How to design the truth table for negation. So negation means what? When you are supposed to find out the negation, this negation can be applied to a single variable, single prepositional variable. How many truth values you can have? You can have either true or false. Only two truth values you can have. Right? So I am taking one prepositional variable p and I need to calculate the negation. I need to design the truth table for this negation. So how many columns you have? This is the original variable and this is the negation variable. Right? So for this p, how many values you can have? True and false. Now you need to calculate negation p. Negation of true is what? False. Negation of false is true. Clear? Now, as I said, the negation can be applied to a single variable. To a single variable, you can apply this negation. And now, if you want to connect more than one prepositional variable, if you want to connect more than one prepositional variable to get a new compound preposition, in that case, you can use connectives. We'll also call them as logical operators. Clear? So whenever you want to connect to more than one prepositional variable to get a compound statement, you have to use the connectives to join the individual prepositions. Let us see what are the different connectives. We have four different connectives like conjunction. Conjunction is represented with this symbol and the word used for conjunction is and, A-N-D, and. Conjunction. Next, disjunction. Disjunction, the symbol used is this one and the word used is or. Next is conditional statement. Conditional statement symbol is arrow and the word is if, then. If, then. And the last one is biconditional statements. Biconditional statement. Biconditional statement is represented with this double-sided arrow and it is the word used for this biconditional statement is if and only if. If and only if. Right? So we have four different connectives. For what we'll use these connectives? These connectives are used to join more than one prepositional variable to get a new compound statement. Let us see one by one and their truth tables. First one is conjunction. Conjunction means what? The word used for this conjunction is and, right? So let us assume that P and Q are the two different preposition variables. And if you want to find out the conjunction of P and Q, then it is, you can write this as P, A and Q, or else you can represent it in the using this symbol P and Q. P and Q. Now, what is the truth table of this conjunction? And means what? Both the values should be true, then only the result is true. If both P and Q are true, then the result is true. In all other cases, the result is false. See here, P equal to T, Q equal to T. Right? When both the values are true, the result is true. When both the values are true, the result is true. If any one of the value is false, then the result is false. Here, Q is false, so the result is false. False, false. Both are false, so the result is false. Clear? That is conjunction. Let us assume that take any two prepositional statements. So here we have used the prepositional variables and we have designed the truth table. If prepositional statements were given, how to get the compound statement by using this conjunction? Conjunction means what? Which word you can use? We can use the word and, right? Assume that two variables are like this. P means today is Wednesday. Q means it is raining today. Right? Now, if you have to find out the conjunction of P and Q, then how you will write the compound statement? You just use the word and between these two variables or between these two sentences. Okay. So how you will write? Today is Wednesday and it is raining today. That means both are true. Both are true. It is Wednesday and it is also raining today. Both are true. Right? So this is the way you can get the compound statement using conjunction, and we can also design the truth table for conjunction connectors. Second one is disjunction. Disjunction means it is or. The word used is or, and the symbol is this one. For or, you will use this symbol. So P and Q are two prepositions. Then how you will get the truth table? The truth table or means what? If at least one value is true, either P or Q, any one of the values should be true. Either P or Q, one should be true, right? So if any one of the value is true, then the result will be true. So here, how many variables I am considering? Two variables I am considering. So how many different combination of truth values you will get? Truth values are, we have only two truth values. They are true and false. True and false are the two different truth values you are having. And those two truth values you can apply on two variables. So how many combinations you will get? 2 power 2. Total of 4 combinations you will get. They are TT, TF, FT, FF. Yes, TT, TF, FT and FF. Those are the two combinations you will, 4 different combinations you are getting. Now, or means what? If at least one of P and Q is true, then the result is true. Here both are true, so the result is true. One is true, result is true. Q is true, result is true. Both are false, so the result is false. The result is false. Now let us see one declarative statement. One compound. How to get the compound statements? So two sentences given are today is Friday and it is raining today. Today is Friday and it is raining today. How you will get the compound statement by using the disjunction? Just to use the word over or between the two given statements. So then the conjunction of these two variables is, what is the compound statement you get? Today is Friday or it is raining today. Either any one, both may be true or any one of the value should be true. 1 second. Next.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, good morning, ma'am. I'm Dharani speaking.
Good morning.
Ma'am, actually, few students are still trying to join the class, it seems, ma'am. If it's possible, could you please let them in?
If they join, I'll admit them, ma. Let them join.
Okay,
I'm
ma'am.
not
I'll let them
denying
know.
anyone.
Thank you. Okay.
And the next connective is conditional statements. Conditional statements. And the word used is if, then. That means, assume that P and Q are the two prepositions. It means that if P is true, then Q is also true. Something like if then statements. The compound statement will be like if then statement, right? In this conditional statement will you write it like this: P arrow Q. In this, P is known as a hypothesis, Q is known as a conclusion. Q is known as conclusion. See how to construct the truth table for this conditional statement. So in this conditional statement, if only the conclusion value is false, if, remember, listen, if only the conclusion is false, only the conclusion is false, then the result is false. In all other cases, the result is true. That is because if the conclusion is false, then the result is false only. See here, first case, true, true. So the result is true. If P is true, then Q is true. If P is true, then Q is false. Here, Q means what? I am saying this Q as a conclusion. If only the conclusion is false, then the result is false. Similarly, third case. Here, the conclusion is true. Even though if the hypothesis is false and if the conclusion is true, then the result can be true. And last case, both are same. That can be either true or false. If this, then this. Whatever may be the truth value here, if, then. For this if, then statement, if both the values are giving you the same, then the result is true only. True only. Right? So, in this conditional statement, if only the conclusion value is false, then the result is false. In all other cases, the result is true. Now, see one example. See how to get the compound statement by using this conditional statement. If then, two prepositions given are, first preposition P is equal to Mary learns DM. Mary learns DM. Second preposition is Q equal to Mary will find a good job. Mary will find a good job. Now I need to get the compound statement using the connective, using this if then statement. So what you will get? P tends to Q will be, what are the words you can use? If, then. If P, then Q. That means if is to be used before P, then is to be used before Q. If Mary learns DM, then Mary will find a good job. That is the compound statement using conditional statement. Clear? In the same way, one more example you consider. First preposition statement is today is Friday. Second one is we will go to shopping. So use the conditional statement, that is if then. If is to be used before the first variable, then is to be used before the second variable. So if today is Friday, the compound statement will be like this. If today is Friday, then we will go to shopping. Then we will go to shopping. Clear? So this is the way to design truth tables for conditional statements, and we can get the compound statements using if then. And the last connective is biconditional statements. biconditional statements. Assume that two prepositions given are P and Q. P and Q are the two prepositions. Then the symbol used is double-sided arrow. The symbol used for biconditional statement is double-sided arrow like this. And what is the word used to get the compound preposition? If and only if. If and only if. If and only if. Right? So let us see how to design the truth table. In this biconditional statement, if both the values are same means that can be either true or false, then the result is true. In all other cases, the result is false. That means, so if P and Q both are true, then the result is true. P and Q, if both are false also, the result is true. If any one of the value is false, then the result is false. So that is the reason for the first and fourth combinations, result is true. For the remaining combinations, where at least where if any one of the value is false, then the result is false. Now see how to get the compound statements. Two prepositional statements are, first statement is you can take the flight. Second statement is you buy a ticket. Then how to get the compound statement? If and only if is to be used. How you will write? See, P followed by if and only if followed by Q. This is compound statement. Write P followed by if and only followed by Q. What is your P here? If and only if followed by Q. You buy a ticket. You can take the flight if and only if you buy a ticket. Is it clear? So, these are the different connectives used to join two or more prepositions to get a compound statement. Any doubts in this code? Okay. Now move on to the next topic, that is converse, contrapositive, and inverse. Converse, contrapositive, and inverse. See, we can calculate this converse, contrapositive, and inverse for conditional statements. We can get these three for conditional statements. Assume that P tends to Q is one conditional statement. Then converse of this conditional statement P tends to Q will be equal to, converse is equal to Q tends to P. Q tends to P. Similarly, contrapositive of this P tends to Q is equal to negation Q tends to negation P. Converse is Q tends to P. Contrapositive is negation Q tends to negation P. Similarly, inverse of the conditional statement is equal to negation P tends to negation Q. Negation P tends to negation Q. Clear? Converse means just to reverse them, Q tends to P. Contrapositive is negation of this converse, something like negation Q tends to negation P. Inverse is just negation of the given statement, like negation P tends to negation Q. Okay. Now, so here the contrapositive, what is this contrapositive? Negation Q tends to negation P. The contrapositive, the truth table of this contrapositive and the conditional statements are same. The truth table of contrapositive and conditional statement are same. So whenever the truth table of any two compound prepositions Whenever the truth table of any two compound prepositions is same, then we can say that they are logically equivalent. They are logically equivalent. Therefore, we can say that here we can say that contrapositive and the conditional statement both are logically equivalent. Contrapositive and conditional statement both are logically equivalent. But this converse and inverse are not equal to the conditional statement. That means conditional converse truth table is not equal to conditional statement truth table, and inverse truth table is also not equal to conditional statement truth value. Only for contrapositive, the conditional statement and this contrapositive truth tables are same. They are logically equivalent. Now see how to get the statements using contrapositive, converse and inverse. Right? Before we get the contrapositive, inverse, conditional statements from a given conditional statement, what are the steps involved is, whenever a conditional statement is given, first you need to identify what are the different prepositional statements present. Individual prepositional statement present in the given conditional statement. What are the individual statements present in the given compound statement? After that, you can write converse, contrapositive, and inverse. Assume that the compound statement given is something like this. The home team wins whenever it is raining. Whenever it is raining. You can also write it. The conditional statement means what? You will use the words if, then. If, then. Right? So how you will write? You can also write the same sentence like this. If it is raining, then the home team wins. If it is raining, then the home team wins. Just to make you understand easily, we have written or we have converted this given statement into by using if-then statements. Right? The meaning is same. The meaning is same. Now you need to find out the contrapositive of this statement. Contrapositive means what? P tends to Q is a conditional statement. Then what is contrapositive? Negation Q tends to negation P. Negation Q tends to negation P. Now what is P here? If P, then Q. If is used before P, then is used before Q. So your P is, it is raining. My P is, it is raining. Q is, the home team wins. Q means the home team wins. Now, contrapositive is negation Q tends to negation P. Q is what? The home team wins. Negation of Q means what? The home team does not wins. So conditional statement means how you will write? You will use the word if before the first statement. If the home team does not wins, arrow means then negation of P. P is what? It is raining is your P. Negation means what? It is not raining. Then it is not raining. So the contrapositive of given statement is, if the home team does not win, then it is not raining. Next one. Converse. Converse means what? Converse means Q tends to P. So how you will write the statement? My Q is the home team wins. P is it is raining. If the home team wins, then it is raining. If the home team wins, then it is raining. Next. Last one is inverse. Inverse means negation P tends to negation Q. Negation P tends to Negation Q. P is it is raining. So negation is if it is not raining, then the home team does not win. Clear? So in this way, you can write, you can get the contrapositive, inverse and converse of a given conditional statement. First, you need to identify if the given conditional statement is not having if then words, then given statement should be first converted it using if then statements, converted into a statement such that it should contain if and then it will be easy for you to understand what is your P, what is your Q. Then you can easily write contrapositive, converse and inverse. Right? Now we will see how to design truth tables for given compound prepositions. Compound preposition means what? The prepositions which are connected by using all the connectives, all the four connectives we have discussed. What are they? Conjunction, disjunctions, conditional statements, and by conditional statement. So, if a prepositions, more than two prepositions are connected using the connectives, we'll call them as a compound prepositions. See here, this is one compound preposition. Here, P and Q are two different compound variables or two different compound statements you are having, and they are connected with different connectives. So, P and negation Q is connected with or. Here P and Q are connected with and these two terms are connected with the conditional statement, that is arrow. Okay? So now you got a conditional statement, one compound preposition, and you need to find out design the truth table for this compound preposition. So how you will write? First of all, you should know how many columns will present. So to do that, first we should know what are the different prepositional variables you are having. How many I am having here? Only two, P and Q. P and Q. So when the number of variables are 2 and the truth values are 2, how many combinations you will get? 2 power 2, 4 combinations you will get. TT, TF, FT, FF. Right? Right? Next, what you have to find out? You should also know negation Q. If you know, you can easily write negation Q. Just not of 2, not of T. That is false. For false, it is true. For true, it is false. For false, it is true. Negation Q also you have calculated. Fine. You have. Next, P union negation Q. P, this is what? OR symbol. The symbol used for OR. OR means what? You have seen how to get the truth table for OR. OR means if any one value is true, the result is true. So just apply R between the first column and the third column. So T or F, T. T or T, T. F or F, both are false, so the result is false. F or T, any one is true, then the result is true. Next, you have to find out P and Q. P and Q. And means what? If both the values are true, then only the result is true. Between 1 and 2 columns, apply and connective. T and T. T. T and F. F. F and T. F. F and F. F. Right? Next, what is the next given compound preposition? P or negation Q tends to P and Q. That means apply a conditional statement between this column and this column. Right? So what is the conditional statement truth value? If this is your hypothesis, this is your conclusion, right? First one is your hypothesis, last one is your conclusion. If only the conclusion is false, then the result is false. In all other cases, the result is true. So here both are true, result is true. Here only the conclusion is false, so the result is false. In this case, both are false, so the result is true. And in the last case also, only the conclusion is false, so the result is false. Clear? The result is false. Similarly, consider one more example. Design a truth table for the conditional, compound preposition P tends to Q tends to R. P tends to Q tends to R. So, how many prepositions, how many variables you are having here? First of all, you need to identify how many individual variables we are having. In this case, we have three variables P, Q, R. P, Q, R. Now, how many combinations of truth values you will get? Truth values are 2, but the number of variables are 3. So, number of different combinations will be 2 power 3. 2 power 3. That is 8 different combinations you will get. See, what are those 8 combinations? First, P. Whenever the number of variables are, whenever the number of what we call variables are 2, how many combinations you will get? 4 combinations. They are TT, TF, FT, FF. You just put a T before this, then you will get 4 combinations with a tree. 4 combinations you will get. Similarly, you just put a F before this, then you will get 4 more combinations. Total of 8 different combinations you will get here. I am just telling you the simple way to write all the 8 combinations. So first to write, whenever the number of variables are 2, how 4 combinations you will get? What are the 4 different combinations you will get? T, 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 F, F, T, F, F. Just put a T before this, then you will get 4 combinations. Similarly, put a F before these 4 combinations, then you will get more 4 combinations. Total of 8 combinations you will get. Right? See, now how to get the truth table for the compound preposition. What is the preposition given? Compound preposition is P tends to Q tends to R. So first you need to find out P tends to Q. After that you need to find out P tends to Q tends to R. Right? First P tends to Q. Sorry. So first P tends to Q. You know what is a P tends to Q. If only the conclusion is false, the result is false. So consider the first column and the second column. So in these first 2 columns, here conclusion and hypothesis both are true. So the result is true. T, 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 F. Only the conclusion is false. So the result is F. T, F. Only the conclusion is false. So the result is also F. Similarly, next case. F, T. Conclusion is true, so result is T. Conclusion is T, result is T. Both are false, result is true only. Okay. Next, what we have to find out? P tends to Q. Consider this column and this column. Now, this rth column is your conclusion. P tends to Q column is your hypothesis. Right? So, if only this conclusion column is false, then the result is false. Then the result is false. So T, 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 F. Only the result is false. So only the conclusion is false. So the result is false. F, T, T only. F, F. Both are false. Then only result is true. T, 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 F. Only conclusion is false. So the result is false. T, T, T. This is your first hypothesis. This is your conclusion. P tends to Q tends to R. So conclusion is false. So the result is false. Okay. So like this, if any compound preposition is given, you can write, you can design the truth tables. Now, let us assume that you are given with an equation which contains different operators like plus, minus, multiplication and division. Then which operation you will perform? You will perform division operation or multiplication operation. Then only you can perform addition and subtraction. Why? 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 Because the precedence or the priority of the division is more than the priority of addition and subtraction. In the same way, here in our logical connectives also will have the precedences or the priorities. See the order of the priorities of all these connectives. How many connectives we have? If there is only a single variable, then you can use the negation. Negation can be used only to a single variable. If there are if you want to combine more than one prepositional variable, you can use these four connectives: and, or, conditional, biconditional. So see the priorities now. This negation is having the priority as 1. This is 2. Precedence is like this: 1 for negation. This R is given with 2. This is given with 3, 4 and 5. That means biconditional is given with the highest priority, followed by negation at the last. Any doubts? Any doubts, ma'am? If you are clear with what we have discussed till now, I can move on to the next topic. Now see, whenever any English statement is given, if a human readable English statement is given, how to get equivalent logical operator expression. Equivalent logical expression. English statement to conversion of English statement to logical expressions. Right? So, consider the example one. So, one example given is like this: you can access the internet from the campus only if you are a computer science major or you are not a freshman. So, whenever an English statement is given, and if you are asked to get the logical expression, first what you have to do is, first of all, you need to identify what are the individual prepositionals, variables or statements present in the given compound statement. First you need to identify what are the different or separate statements present in the compound statement. Then you can get right the equivalent expression. Right? So see here how many different statements you have here. First is, you can access the internet from campus is one statement. So I can consider it as one prepositional statement. You can access the internet from campus. I'm just assigning a prepositional variable P to this statement. Second preposition is, you are a computer science major. Just assign a variable Q for the second statement. Similarly, one more statement is also present. So here it is given like that: you are not a freshman. So I am just considering the actual statement like this: you are a freshman. When you want to, when you are while converting it into equivalent expression, here in place of not, you can use negation before this R. 1 second. Wait for a while. So what are the prepositions? Now you have identified 3 different prepositions from the given compound statement, right? Now you need to write the expression for this. What is the statement given? You can access the internet. You can access the internet from the campus only if you are a computer science major or you are not a freshman. So you are, if you are a computer science major, if means what? Whenever you find the word if, it means it is a conditional statement, right? So you can access the internet. When you can access the internet? If the following conditions are satisfied. What are the following conditions? So if P, then followed by the next statement, right? So P is what? You can access the internet from the campus. So you can access the internet from the campus. This statement will be true whenever these two conditions, A or means what? Whenever any of these two conditions are satisfied. So what are those two? You are a computer science major, that is assigned with the variable Q, or you are not a freshman. You are a freshman means it is R, not a freshman means negation R. So Q or negation R. That means you are a computer science major or you are not a freshman. Now the complete statement will be like this. You can access the internet. Now this statement will become, this P will becomes true if any one of these two conditions is true. Right? So P tends to Q or negation R is the equivalent expression. And remember that whenever a compound statement is given, for the same statement, you can write more than one logical expression. There doesn't exist a unique expression for a given statement. I may write one expression, your friend may write one more expression. If that expression means the same, whatever is given, then that is also correct. See one more example. You cannot ride the roller coaster if you are under 4 feet tall unless you are older than 16 years old. What does it mean? If your age is less than, if your height is less than 4 feet, if your height is less than 4 feet, and if your age is also less than 16 years, then you cannot ride the roller coaster. So what are the two conditions to be satisfied, ma? Your height should be more than 4 feet and your age should be, and you should be older than 16 years, greater than 16 years old you should be. Then only you can ride the roller coaster. Now, before writing the expression, let us identify how many statements we are having. You cannot ride the roller coaster is one statement. I'm just taking the actual statement as you can ride the roller coaster and I'm assigning it to one variable P. Next one more is you are under 4 feet tall. Let it be Q. You are older than 16 years old. Assign it to one more variable R. Now write the expression. Right? So if these two conditions are satisfied, then only you can ride the roller coaster. If these two conditions are satisfied, then only you can ride the roller coaster. Right? So what are those? Q, I'm writing like one way of writing like this. Q and negation R. What is Q here? You are under 4 feet tall. If you are under 4 feet tall and negation R, and if you are not older than 16 years old, then you cannot ride the roller coaster. You cannot ride the roller coaster means what? You can ride the roller coaster means it is P. You cannot ride the roller coaster means it is negation P. Right? So if your height is less than 4 feet and if your age is also not greater than 16 years, then you cannot ride the roller coaster. That is one way of writing the expression. There exists one more expression for this one. So You can ride the roller coaster. You can ride the roller coaster. When both these two conditions are satisfied, you can ride the roller coaster only if only if only if means what? It is by conditional statement. Both are to be satisfied. That is the reason I am taking by conditional operator here, right? So I can ride the roller coaster, that is P, only if what are the two conditions to be satisfied? Age should be, sorry, height should be greater than 4 feet. So here I have assigned Q for less than 4 feet height. So but if I want to ride the roller coaster, my height should be more than 4 feet. So I'll take negation Q. And what is the second condition to be satisfied? You should be older than 16 years. So older than 16 years means what? It is R only. So I can ride the roller coaster only if I am greater than 4 feet tall and my age is 16 years. More than 16 years. Clear? The last example is the given compound statement is like this. Automated reply cannot be sent when the file system is full. So first identify the number of individual prepositions. They are, one is automated reply can be sent. Automated reply can be sent. The file system is full. Only two variables we have or two prepositions we have. Right? Now what is the given compound statement? Automated reply cannot be sent when the file system is full. When the file system is full. That means if the file system is full, if your file system is full, then automated reply cannot be sent. That means if then I am using. So if file system is full is assigned equal I initialized to Q, then automated reply cannot be sent, right? Cannot be sent means it is negation. Q tends to negation. P is the equivalent expression. Let us take a 5 minutes break, ma. Now the time is 10:08. After at 10:13 I'll be back. Take a break of 5 minutes. Yes, ma'am. So move on to the next topic. Prepositional equivalences. So prepositional equivalence, we have two equivalences. One is tautology and contradiction. Tautology and contradiction. Tautology means any compound preposition, if the truth value of that compound preposition is true for all the combinations of truth values, then it is known as a tautology. Take a compound preposition, and if the final result for that compound preposition is true for all the combinations of the truth values, is known as a tautology. Second one is contradiction. So contradiction means if for any compound preposition, for every truth value, so if the result of that compound preposition is false, it is known as a contradiction. Let us see the example for tautology. The compound preposition is given like this: negation of P tends to Q, negation tends to Q. So one way to know whether this preposition is tautology or not is you just construct the truth table, and in the truth table, if the last column gives you all the true values, then we can say it is a tautology. If the last column gives you all false values, then it is a contradiction. Right? So this is one way. See here how to construct the truth table. Identify how many prepositional variables we have. P and Q, two prepositional variables we have. So how many combinations of truth values you will get? 4 combinations like TT, TF, FT and FF. Next, what you have to find out? P tends to Q, I have to find out. Negation of P tends to, I need to find out. Negation Q also I need to calculate. And then I need to get the truth value for the compound preposition. First, P tends to Q. What is P tends to Q? P tends to Q means it is a conditional statement. So for conditional statement, only if the conclusion is false, the result is false. For remaining cases, the result is true. So T, F. Only the conclusion is false. So the result is false. FT, the result is T only. For FF also, the result is T only. Only for the second combination, the result is false. Now, negation of P tends to Q. Negation of P tends to Q is simple. Just apply negation. That means 2 becomes false, true becomes false, false becomes true. So, apply a negation on the third column. Negation of T, F. Negation of F, T. For T it is F, for T also it is F. Next, negation Q. Apply a negation on the second column. T will become F, F becomes T, T becomes F, F becomes T. Now the last compound preposition is take this column, negation of P tends to Q column and a negation Q. This is your hypothesis, this is your conclusion. Right? If only the conclusion is false, then the result is false. But here both are false, so the result is true only. And in all the cases, nowhere only the conclusion is false. No combination is there where only the conclusion is false. So all the values, all the combinations are giving you only the true values only. Now, whenever this last column is giving you all the true values, then I can say that given compound preposition is a tautology. See one more example. P and P tends to Q, whole tends to Q. So here again we have two variables P and Q. consider the 4 combinations of PQ, TT, TF, FT and FF. Next, first P tends to Q is to be identified. Next, P and P tends to Q is to be calculated. Then take the compound preposition, given compound preposition. Right? So you know how to calculate P tends to Q. Wherever only the conclusion is false, there the result is false. In the remaining cases, it is true. So only for the second case, the result is false. Next, P and P tends to Q. Consider the first column and the third column. Apply and between the two. And means what? Whenever both are true, then the result is true. In the remaining cases, the result is false. So T and T. T. T, F. F. F, T. F. F, T. F. Sound like this. Next. P and P tends to Q. That is your fourth column tends to Q. Now this fourth column will be your hypothesis. This second column will be your conclusion. So whenever only this conclusion is false, then the result is false. So T, T, result is T, F, F, result is F, F, but the conclusion is T true only. So the result is true. Both are false, the result is true only. So in the last column, that is in your resultant column, it is giving you all the true values. So the compound preposition is a tautology. Similarly, for contradiction, same way, design the truth table for the given compound preposition, and when the result column is giving you all the false values, we'll say that it is a contradiction. See one example I'll explain. P and negation P and negation Q. So first I need to find out negation P and Q. Then apply and between P and this negation P and Q. So how many variables we have? P and Q. Only 2 variables we have. Therefore you will get 4 different combinations T, 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 F, F, T and F, F. Next, to calculate negation P and Q, first you need to calculate negation P. Just negation P means T will become F, F will become T. Negation P and Q. When both are true, then the result is true. In other cases, the result is false. So only in the third combination, the result is true. Next, P and negation P and Q. Consider the first column and the fourth column and apply and. That means whenever both are true, then result is true. So here, in all the cases, at least one value is false. T and F, false. T and F, F and T, F and F. Result is F. So when you see this last column, it is giving you all the false values. Therefore, given compound preposition is a contradiction. Now, so when you see this tautology and contradiction, for tautology, the last column is giving you all the true values. For contradiction, it is giving you all the false values. Let us assume that for any compound preposition, when you design the truth table, if the last column, that is if your resultant column is giving you a combination of true and false combination, then that is known as contingency. If it is all true values, then it is a tautology. If it is all false values, contradiction. In other cases, we'll call it as contingency. That preposition is called as a contingency. Next topic is logical equivalences. Logical equivalences. Whenever two compound prepositions are given, and if the truth table of both the compound prepositions is same, we'll call them as logically equivalent. Right? So to prove whether the compound prepositions are equivalent or not, there are two methods. First method is simple one. You can just use the truth table method. Just construct the truth table for both the given compound preposition and check the truth values. Check the truth value of first preposition and the second preposition. If they are same, then they are logically equivalent. Second method is known as replacement process. That is very important. So in replacement process, to apply that replacement process on the compound preposition, you have to know different replacement laws of the present. That we'll discuss later. Before that, we'll see how to know whether they are equivalent using the truth table method. So consider when exam, and the symbol used for logical equivalent is this. Either you can use these three equivalents, three equal symbols, or you can use this equivalent with the double-sided arrow. Equal to with double-sided arrow. Okay. Two compound prepositions are given. Negation of P or Q is one preposition. Negation P and negation Q is one more compound preposition. I need to prove that these two are logically equivalent. So one way is what? Design the truth table for this negation of P or Q and design truth table for negation P and negation Q. And if the truth values are same for all the combinations, then we can say that they are equivalent. So identify how many different prepositions we have. Two prepositional variables, P and Q. When the variables are two, how many combinations you will get? 2 power 2, 4 combinations you will get. T, 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 F, F, T and F, F. So first find out P or Q. P or Q. T, T. That is T. T, F, T. T or Q means what? If both the values are F, then only the result is false. In all other cases, the result is true only. So in the fourth case, the result is false. Negation of P or Q means what? Just apply a negation on the third column, then you will get 3 F's followed by T. This is the final result of the first compound preposition. Next, second preposition, compound preposition is negation P and negation Q. So first, find out negation P. Just apply a negation on the first column and apply a negation on the second column. It will give you negation P and negation Q. And on these two columns, just apply and. And means what? When both are true, then only it is true. In all other cases, it is false. Now just to compare this column as well as this column. This is the resultant of first preposition, resultant of the next compound preposition. If they are same, so 3s followed by T. Here also we got 3s followed by T. If these are same, for all the combination, all the 4 combinations, then we can say that they are logically equivalent. Consider one more example. One compound preposition given is P tends to Q tends to P. Second one is negation P tends to Q. So first calculate Q tends to P and then calculate P tends to Q tends to P. So two variables are P and Q. Take the 4 combinations. Q tends to P. Q is your hypothesis. P is your conclusion. If only the conclusion is false, then the result is false. If only the conclusion is false, result is false. In all other cases, result is true. Next, P is your hypothesis. This third column is your conclusion. If only the conclusion is false, then the result is false. But nowhere we find the combination where only the conclusion is false. So the result is all true values. It is giving you all true values. This is the resultant column for the first compound preposition. Similarly, second one is negation P. negation P tends to Q. So first find out P tends to Q and then consider this negation P as hypothesis, this P tends to Q as your conclusion, and calculate the resultant. So it is again giving you all the true values. That means it is a tautology. So the given two compound prepositions are giving you only true values for their result. The result in their resultant column, we can say that they are logically equivalent and they are tautologies. Take the last example. Prove that P tends to Q tends to R and P and Q tends to R are logically equivalent. So how many variables we have here? P, Q, R. 3 variables we are having. So how many combinations you will get? 2 power 3. 2 truth values we are having and 3 variables we are having. So 2 power 3, total of 8 combinations you will get. I told you how to write all those 8 combinations. With the T, you will get 4 combinations. With the F, you will get more 4 combinations. The 4 combinations are very simple. T, TF, FT, and FF. You just put a T before all those 4 combinations to get the first 4 combination, and would put a F before those 4 combinations to get more 4 combination. Total of 8 combinations you will get. Now, the first one is what? P tends to Q tends to R. So Q tends to R. Q is your hypothesis, R is your conclusion. If only conclusion is false, then the result is false. In remaining cases, result is true. Next, the first column is your hypothesis. Q tends to R column is your conclusion. Then the truth value is this one. For the second compound preposition, first calculate P and Q and then calculate P and Q tends to R. P and Q. If both are true, then the result is true. If any one value is false, the result is false. Now this P and Q is your hypothesis. This R is your conclusion. Wherever only the conclusion is false, the result is false. In all other cases, the result is true. Now, this is the resultant column for the first compound preposition, resultant column for the second compound preposition. If these two columns are same, then we can say that they are logically equivalent. So, as these two columns are same, we can say that they are logically equivalent. So first, one method to prove that whether the given prepositions are logically equivalent or not is, one method is using the truth table. Second method is known as replacement process. Now in the replacement process, first of all, we should know what are the replacement laws. Replacement laws. So these are very important and most of the times we'll use these laws now. So try to by heart these replacement laws. They are, first we have, using these replacement laws, we can also prove that the given prepositions are logically equivalent. First of all, we should know what are those laws. First one is identity law. Identity law means P and T, P or F. P and T, which means that and means what? Both the values should be true, but one of the value is declared as true. So to know the resultant, the result always depends on the value of this P. If this P becomes true, then it is true. If P becomes false, then the result is also false because it is an AND operation. Similarly, P or F. So OR means what? At least one value is true. Here, the second value is concluded. It has false. So the result always depends on the P. If P is F, then the result is F. If P is true, then the result is true. So these two are known as identity laws. Next, domination law is P or T. P or T means what will be the result? Or means what? If at least one value is true, then the result is also true. Here one value is concluded. It has a true value. So the result is obviously true only. Similarly, P and F. And means what? Both the values should be true. But here one value it is given as false. So irrespective of the value of this P, the result will becomes false. So these two are known as domination laws. Next one is idempotent law. Idempotent law means P or P is equal to P. P and P depends on the value of P only. Double negation law means negation of negation P. These two negations will get cancelled. Left over is P. Next commutative law is P or Q equal to Q or P. That means for all connectives, P or Q is equivalent to Q or P. And the same will be true for AND connective also. P and Q will also equal to Q and P. But it is not true for conditional statement and biconditional statement. That means P tends to Q may not be equal to Q tends to P. P double tends to Q may not be equal to Q double tends to P. So this commutative law is true only for AND operation and OR operation. Next one is associative law. Associative law means P or Q union R is also equal to P union Q union R. In the same way, it is true for AND operation also. P and Q and OR is equal to P and Q and R. So commutative law and associative law, they are satisfied for AND operation and OR operation, but not for conditional and biconditionals. Next most important is De Morgan's, distributive and De Morgan's. These are the two most important laws where we'll use them most the cases. So distributive law is P or Q and OR can be written as P or Q. I'm just distributing this AND operation. I'm distributing this AND operation between PQ and PR. One second, madam. Next, P and Q union are equal to here I am distributing the OR operation between PQ and PR. P and Q union P and R. This is your distribution law. And the next one is De Morgan's law. These two are very important. Negation of P and Q. When you are distributing this negation between the two variables, then this AND will becomes OR. So negation P or negation Q. In the same way, negation of P or Q will become when you are applying this negation to individual prepositional variables, this OR will become AND. Now it is negation P and negation Q. Next one is absorption law. P or P and Q will be equal to P. Similarly, just change R to and to R. P and P union Q. P or Q is equal to P. And the last law is negation law. P or negation P. P or negation P means what? P can be true. If P is true, negation P will be false. So true or false. Whenever it is or, if at least one value is true, then the result is true only. Similarly, for AND operation, if one value is true, then obviously the second value will be false because it is P and negation P. So if at least one value is false, for AND operation, the result is false. So these two are known as the negation laws. Clear, ma? So using these replacement laws, in the next class, I'll tell you how to prove whether the given prepositions are equivalent or not. So any doubts in today's class? Anyone is having doubts? Okay. So I'm going to stop today's session, ma. Today 2 to 3 you are having BEFA class, right? Today you are having BEFA class from 2 to 3 and madam is on leave. So I'll take the class 2.